part 3, as far as these considerations go, is know your budget. I have a very tight budget. I am retired and I exist on Social Security. And I don't mean that full kind that pays for everything all the time. You know, after 50 years of working, yeah, I'm not even going to tell you. I am not homeless because I have wonderful sons. One son, I live with him, and where we have split the house into sections because I sold my house. I have another son who takes care of my vehicle and things like my glasses and stuff. So without my 2 sons, I don't know how I would manage. I really seriously don't know. So when I say I live on a tight budget and I'm going to travel on a tight budget, actually, once I'm in India, it's cheaper to live there than it is here in California. A lot. Because the food's cheaper, the transportation's cheaper. Even if I have, well, I can't say the medical's cheaper because I'm so poor, I get Medi-Cal. That's how poor I am. You know, I don't have to pay for my insurance. I don't have to pay to go to the doctor. I have Kaiser. I wish every state had it like this. But when I'm in India, Kaiser isn't going to work. You know, I have to cover my own expenses. So I don't know if you can hear in the background, but my neighbor has a diesel truck and he's been idling it. So I'm sorry if you hear this background hum. There, he turned it off. Okay, so traveling on a budget. Your most expensive upfront expense is going to be the plane ticket. And that varies hugely. Just huge. When we went 3 years ago, it was half of what it is today. Bought my ticket, round trip ticket from SFO, that's the San Francisco International Airport, to New Delhi, India, I think about 3 months back now. And it was $1,700 round trip with a seat assignment upgrade because I do not travel well. So one thing I don't do well is flying a plane. I don't like being tipped. I don't like bounces. I've never liked, carnival rides. I am not that kind of person. So I paid the extra $95, each way, so like $200, so that I could choose an aisle seat in the middle of the plane, right over the wings, where you have this pivot point where you don't tip so much, and it's more steady. You're in the back of the plane, and when the plane's bouncing, it's amazing how much the back of that plane flexes. I did a lot of research and watched a lot of YouTubes on how to not be afraid when you're flying, because I was not a very experienced flyer. And I have to admit, all my meditation training and stuff, it has really helped me a lot. The angst still arises when we hit really bad turbulence, because I've been in a plane landing where we blew the tires on the landing and almost ran off the end of the airport in Denver. Yeah. So that's going to be your most expensive. Is on a really tight budget, it takes a very long time to save that kind of money up. Okay, number 2, travel insurance. It's a little bit of money that you can use to cover if you have to change your plans for your airplane tickets and etc. It is worth it. Check it out, what works for you. That way you won't be out $1,700. You might have to pay for a fee to change your plane ticket, but it's better than having to buy a plane ticket in the spot on the moment and pay $4,000 or $5,000 if you have to come home. So get the travel insurance. Number 3, hotels. Like I said, I'm traveling on a budget, and to find the safe budget hotels, I use a travel agent who's in India, and I will include his information, and I will also be interviewing him and visiting his offices. He's the same travel agent we used the last time, and he helped me reserve safe, affordable hotels where they average anywhere from $18 to $25 a night and include breakfast. Very important that breakfast be included so you don't have to get up and then rush out to find something to eat. I'm a very early riser, but I want to be able to eat in the hotel and then go about my day. Sandeep, I'm trying to think of his last name. I don't remember. I just call him Sandeep, but fantastic service. And he's been so supportive. He's actually live called me to reassure me about traveling as a solo woman and everything that, you know, he will do to help keep me safe. So 18 to, if you spend $30, you can get a pretty good hotel. As I explained to him, I want safe, air conditioning, a window, private bathroom, Western toilet, breakfast, restaurant would be great, the ones that have restaurants in them. And within walking distance, when I'm in Bodh because I'll be there for 6 weeks, walking distance to the Mahabodhi temple. But I'm actually staying in, I think, 8 different cities. And what he did is he went to these places and did videos of the rooms until he really understood what it was I was looking for. Because I told him, I said, it doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be fancy. I want a twin bed, I want a desk and a chair. You know, sounds pretty simple to be asking for these things. But when you're in the budget range, you may not get that. You know, I'm not a hostel stayer. I'm too old for that business. You know, it's just, no, I want a room I can close the door and lock. But I'll be previewing all those hotels so you can get an idea if it works for you. Then number 4 is domestic travel. You know, when you're traveling on a plane, a train, a bus, a subway, Uber, taxi, tuk-tuk, you know, all these varieties of transportation within India can range from anywhere from like $1 for an hour. Can you imagine only paying $1? You could hire like a taxi driver or a tuk-tuk all day and you can pay like $10. I mean, it's worth it because if you want to go someplace, you want to make sure he's still there when you come out, right? So your daily transportation, not including planes, because I don't plan to take any planes domestically. I do plan to take a long train ride. I really look forward to that because I love trains. That train ride, which is a 12-hour, will be in a first class AC, you know, like a private cabin area, you know, so not the whole car, but you know, you have like a room, you close the door, you know. That's going to be probably maybe $50, but it's worth it because it's going to be one of the journeys of this, to film the entire country going from south to north rather than jumping on a plane and you're just right over the top. You know, it's no, I'm going to do the train, and I've been assured it will be really good. Now I might take our guide. When I say our, I mean the first month that I'm traveling there, I will be with Russ, who is financing, supporting, and helping me with the first month of travel through the pilgrim spots, and then he has to return to the U.S., and then I will be traveling on. But during that month, we'll have the same guide that we had the last time, and I might be using him with the train. Long story short, back to New Delhi before I fly home. So transportation in India is very affordable, very, very affordable, even on my lowly income. Okay, so meals per day. And I'll be tracking all these expenses so that I can share them with you, but the guesstimates that I have come up with from watching of the YouTube videos and from checking online and talking to, you know, the travel agent and, you know, the guides and stuff that I've stayed in contact with over these 3 years, average meal is like $2. So it's easy to say you can eat all day for under $10. Imagine a cup of tea here in the US. Let's say you want to go to Starbucks and have, Marsala chai tea or something like that. You just want a cup of tea. What's it going to cost you? $4? Try 6 cents. A dime in India, and you're going to have the best cup of Marsala chai that you can imagine. Very affordable, and it's great how they serve it. So I can't wait to videotape that for you. Admittance fees to go to museums and other historical sites. Now this doesn't include any personal guide. This is the ticket to get in. The thing. Some places are free because they are historical. But most of the museums and other places you may want to go, like to the Taj Mahal, go to the Taj Mahal. It's wonderful. The first trip we did Taj Mahal, Red Fort, the King's Palace, all these really wonderful places. And admittance is about $10 for each one of those. Now that can add up if you're going to be staying a long time and you want to do something every day, but I'm going to recommend, as a senior solo woman traveler, you don't want to go day. You don't want to go, oh, it's Tuesday, I must be in Paris. Don't do that to yourself, because then you lose the melding of being with the environment. You get really stressed, you get really exhausted, and at our age, we don't have the that's another one of those words, stamina, that we did when we were in our 40s. And then you want to take into consideration these next couple things, which is 7 and 8, your personal guides and travel agent. So you can check with the travel agent that I use to see, about joining group tours or what kind of support you really need, because he can customize everything. Maybe you only need support in certain cities, and other places you're totally fine. That's for you to really discuss with them. So a daily fee, for a guide, depending on their license, what type of license they have, only use licensed guides, can range anywhere from, say, $15 for the day up to $35 a day if they're a full licensed government badge, guide. Knows the ins and outs of how to get a SIM card, how to set up your phone. He was so wonderful. The last time we were there, all I had to do was get out of the car, walk into the hotel, go sit down on the couch, and then he would take our passports, and go up and do everything that we needed to do, and then give us our keys, and then, he would stick around, for dinner and stuff, and then he'd come back in the morning and be waiting downstairs before we came down for breakfast. So he was always there and ready for us. Unbelievable service. I have so many wonderful stories that I can share about the service that we got through Sandeep's agency. Unbelievable. Including the drivers. I don't have a single negative thing to say. Not one. But that could be for another video, and you'll be learning about it as I go along with this journey. So number 9 on this one, and I believe that is the last one in this category. See, I didn't do the, top 5 of this and top 5 of that, and there's 10 of this, but stay to the end. No. I just came to number 9, and that's all I could think of. So number 9 is travel health insurance. Don't go to India without travel health insurance. I can't say that enough. Really. I've seen so many videos. The last time I had travel health insurance, didn't use it, but the peace of mind was there. It's about, because it's based on age. So these people who talk about, it's only $1 a day, well, that's because they're 25 years old. Life insurance was 17 cents a day back then. Life insurance when you're 70 is like, $100 and some odd a month. So expect your travel insurance to not be cheap. Okay? I purchased, I think it's called AIG travel insurance. This is what I had the last time. They had the best reviews, the quickest reimbursements, 24 hours, 7-day a week service. And it's based on your age and the length of your stay. Now I'm staying a long time, 4 months. You might only be going for, a 2-week, flyby is what I call those. The first time we went for a month, and that was just too short. So check out travel insurance, do the comparison websites, and I'll probably give you a link to the AIG. It is not relative to me, because I am on a very tight budget. $700 is a significant portion of the budget that I was able to save up to be able to make this trip. I think we covered it. It's a good thing I like to talk, right? That covers a lot of the analytical things that any traveler should think about before they go to a country they've never been to, especially India. As a solo senior woman considering traveling to India, I believe you seriously need to review this list. And maybe I'll even, if I can figure out how to do it, put the list down in the bottom part where you go show more, and it can go down there. I just learned how to put those chapters in and stuff. So this is probably one of the more important videos in the series of traveling as a senior solo woman. I hope some of this has been helpful for you. I hope it helps you to ask the right questions, know who you need to reach out to. During the trip, during my journey over this 4 months, I will definitely be making little updates, because in 4 months, I'm sure something will come up and I'll have to deal with it. If you have any suggestions for things that I haven't included in here, I haven't considered, please, by all means, add them in the comments below, because it will help others who come along and see this channel and actually wade through this whole section of the video. Please add your comments, because that little tidbit that could really help someone who hasn't thought of it. With that, all these considerations, and you've decided, yes, I'm going to buy that ticket. Doctor says, okay, I got all these things covered, and you're ready to go, well, now what? You need to look at the other videos that are on this channel, because I will be discussing what to pack in your carry-on bag, what to pack in your check bag, and all the details of the items that I have chosen to pack. I can't tell you how many times I put things in the bag and went, oh yeah, and then waited and went, okay, what do I need to take out? Because there really is this want and need. So the need should go in first, and then if there's, how do I say, room for more weight, then look at your want list. Quite a few of my wants had to come out because my needs for this long of a trip, no pun intended, outweigh my wants. So that, yes, I have many videos coming in after this, and in 10 days I will be getting in an Uber, going to Amtrak, taking the Amtrak to the Bay Area, jumping on BART, taking BART to the San Francisco International Airport, and checking my bag and waiting, going through TSA and waiting for that plane to leave. I'm super excited. I hope you stay along for the journey and see what happens. I'm curious about what's going to happen. So until next time, This is On the Road with Tenzin.